name's Margo and I go to Clemson University.
I'm Andrew and I go to Wake Forest.
I'm Catherine and I go to the Atlanta International School.
And I'm Allie and I go to Santa Monica College.
Okay, so one thing that I think is going to be really important to market this off of is that it's so much less stressful than Instagram. I have so many friends who, like, if they don't get 100 likes on a photo, they'll, like, delete it. Or if they have, like, 5 likes on a photo in 10 minutes, their life is over. I think it's finally an app where people are doing it for fun, not for likes. Which I think is, like, a way to, like, brand us. It's not, like, something you have to do for, like, superficiality purposes. It's, like, something that's, like, fun. Like, it's like a game. It's, like, you can, like, post photos and not, like, be judged about posting like 2 in a day or something. There's not like a hidden hidden agenda that Captionable is about to go to. And then another thing is, so obviously everyone's done really well in discussing like flyers and like bumper stickers and all that, which is all like really important in getting like the buzz out. But one thing, I don't know if this is big at your colleges, but at Wake, there's like a lot of brick walkways, and what's huge for advertising is chalking. Like people just like write chalk messages all over everywhere, and they'll write everything on their opinions on political issues to, hey, we're having a meeting at 5. Like, and then one way I think would be really cool is, I don't know if people just figured this out, but people at Wake figured out like the pathway tour groups take. So it's like they'll write the messages so people on the tour groups will see them, and then some of the messages aren't always like good for prospective students to see, but I mean it'll be like a way for them to be like, oh hey, what's this like app Captionable? Like if the parents would be like, what's that? They'll be like, go into it. And then like at the end of tours, I know like parents are always like super into taking pictures of like their kids or stuff like right in front of Wake Chapel and be like, oh my gosh, we're on a college tour. So like maybe Captionable can come up with like this thing. It's like, I'm gonna caption this as my kids like college tour. Like, and be super into their lives, you know? And so I think like chalking would be like a really interesting way, and like incorporating that in with like college tours, because it's like there's a very set way to like get people to notice it. And then also, this kind of goes off what Ivana was talking about with her blog, and I know I talked about it with Stephanie and Gabrielle about this, but it's kind of like originally I was like thinking of like, because we have like a lot of people come and look at our blog, and we've been like really honored because like freshmen will come and be like, I looked at your blog before I came to Wake, and like I like was obsessed with it, like stalked it and stuff. And then they'll be like that's where I got like ideas about how people at Wake are. And I think a cool way is like if they see something about Captionable on there, they'll be like, oh, that must be like the Wake thing. And if I'm going to Wake, I should really be Captionable. And then I started thinking of a way, because like you stress like the importance of like making it authentic and not just kind of like shoving it in people's faces, like being like, here's Captionable, download it. One really important thing I was thinking of is like just an idea is like having like, obviously this won't be as interesting if you're not into fashion, but it was like a hashtag way back Wednesday, and then actually I'll like show you all the posts because we don't have PowerPoint, but like an instance would be like you can have that though. An instance would be like a screenshot of like a baby picture of like a big fashion icon, and then like you have like the blank spaces, and then it would be like hashtag way back Wednesday, who is this famous fashion icon, like whose baby photo is this of this famous fashion icon, and then on our blog we can like do a hint, because as right now Captionable doesn't have that, and so like hint, think Tiffany, so like it would be like a picture of Audrey Hepburn, like for this. And then that would be a way of like just like thinking of like themes and stuff of like how to like make it a recurring thing, so it doesn't just like pop up on our blog once and then you never like see it again. It like actually looks like we're into it, and that Captionable is like a thing that people use at Wake. And it's kind of like, it makes you think like, oh, that must be like a really cool hit thing that Wake do and not other colleges, because like especially when it's starting out. So that was my
Okay, so to go along on his idea we just wanted to take more of a simplistic view of everything, and just to kind of get that name out and just know what the name is, and then go from there, whether that's researching the company or something like that. But here is just kind of a visual of all of these schools, and what I was thinking was having like a specific kind of sticker that would say like Captionable Hearts like Clemson, or Captionable Hearts the Tigers, or Captionable Hearts the Bulldogs, because I feel like students like me and everyone in this group, we all have a lot of school spirit, and people embrace their colleges, and so I think that's just something really simple, but it could potentially make the college students just kind of come together with incorporating Captionable. And then also, to go along with that, I was thinking of kind of like a pin. I know a lot of sororities have pins that say like Kappa Kappa Gamma Hearts, their school mascot. And so whether these pins were put on backpacks or girls wore them at tailgates, I just think that would kind of work out in a good way.
My turn? Okay. Well, I mean, this is social media, and what's more social than going to a football game? We have a ton of shirts, and I thought, we all thought that a good idea would be to have a mascot wear one of the Captionable shirts at the game, which I've seen mascots wear a lot of different shirts, and it seems like a good idea. And also, the whole jumbotrons, what are they called? We thought of that as well.
Did you?
What?
Did you really?
Yeah,
Oh, a little competition. I'm totally kidding.
But like tailgates are such like, especially a lot of like SEC schools, they're just like huge, and just like obviously everyone's there. It's so much more about like the tailgate than the actual game, And so, but it's like, this is like our idea for like a pen, just like being like, it's like, because like how sororities and fraternities like ran their group on like a pen. I mean, this would be a way of like people would see that, and probably at first they'd be like, what is Captionable? Like they ask you, and then.
But then it's a way for them to ask questions and kind of get more engaged without saying, hey, read this, and go. If someone were to go up to a poster, they wouldn't necessarily be as inclined to want to like read the whole thing, but if they asked somebody that was educated and kind of knew what the company had, then they'd be more engaged.
Yeah, and it's not like pens that say like, download Captionable. It's just like, Captionable, like, what's us?
So the last idea we had in mind was to promote Captionable was actually to make coffee sleeves for Captionable. And so he had an idea of in the front of the coffee sleeve it would say, how would you describe your relationship with coffee in one word, question mark. And then right below it there would be underlined blank space, and then at the back of the other side of the coffee sleeve it would say, why not caption that? And it would just download Captionable. That's one of the ideas that we could do. And some of the locations, I'm pretty sure all of you guys' universities have cafes and cafeteria, and that's where we would put the coffee sleeves. Also, and I'm pretty sure in dorm rooms and the hangout places, we would put it there. And also at my school we have a cafeteria where we can have tea and coffee, and so we can put it there. And so basically, with the hangout place and everything, people can download Captionable, be in study groups, for example, in their free time.
And it's like something that's not just like, you could put those coffee sleeves like anywhere too. Like, you could like, you can leave them in like your campus Starbucks, but that's also something you could leave in like a local coffee shop, or like a local place where students go get breakfast, or just kind of like anything with full coffee.
All right, guys, we're at 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
So, questions?
I had a question. So your idea that's based on the school spirit and the jumbotron shirts, and everything, how do you see that going past, basically getting people down the app? How are you actually going to use it? How are you going to build on that whole school spirit idea with the app? How do you
Like getting people to use it, or getting people to download it?
to use it?
Okay. I mean, I think like, I know people take so many photos at tailgates, so it'd just be like, and I know I have a lot of friends who take really embarrassing photos at tailgates, so like it would be just like a really fun way for them to like, kind of like how they discuss, other people discuss, like being able to like caption these, and then like just kind of, you can like market it in a sense of like, because it's just such a high and like such a festive time, and like everyone's like having so much fun. It's kind of like you can encourage people to put up these photos on Captionable and like put like, you know, yeah.
I think that insight, that phrase that you had, for fun, not for life, there's a lot of richness in that. Right, so as I heard the ideas, what I would encourage you to do in subsequent discussions is figure out how to tie those ideas together around this, and then beyond your group, among the rest, there's there's a little vulnerability within Instagram, right? There's an alternative mindset to Instagram that you can tap into. So it's not saying Instagram is bad, just saying that if you get this behavior, you can extend it, but in a way that's not so stressful. I thought that was really rich, and if that's really right, if other people in this room believe that, I think there's a lot of goodness in there. And if you could find a way to turn it into something a little bit more concrete, and then take all the other ideas, whether they are coffee sleeves, or pins, chalking, whatever, which are all good tactics, but they didn't feel to me as connected as they might have been had you landed on this idea around for fun, not for life. So I think there's stuff there, the parts are out there, not quite as together as they could be, and I think overall it would be better if they were.
One more question here, Danielle.
So you guys talked about creating pins and coffee sleeves, which all need money and production time and all that stuff. So what's like the very first thing you're going to do when you hit campus to market Captionable?
I mean, I could like buy chalk for like 99 cents. That could be like the very kind of like first step. But like, I know like a lot of people who like on campus who, because they are the ones who order all the like buttons and like kind of like all the swag that other organizations get. So like I could get like a pretty decent price. Not as outrageous as it could be. And it's also more about like starting off small. Like it's like not like we're gonna like get those pins out to like everyone, because not everyone's gonna like want that at first. But then once they start realizing what it is, like it's kind of like the amount will like increase with like how casual they are.
Also, oh, go ahead.
So adding on to his idea about talking to students, the students can also, I'm pretty sure there are students who have really, really good relationship with teachers. I'm pretty sure teachers are really open to different ways of students that learn. So teachers can probably use Captionable to probably in front of their smartboard for them to figure out, you know, the picture of their day in class. So probably using teachers and promoting Captionable in front of their classes while they're teaching probably would be a really nice first step to for your target audience for universities.
All right, great job, guys. Is this the last group with the best? Is that what's happening? Okay.
Wow.
We'll get a good look at this.
Book of Genius.
Sorry, quick question. The group before, was that just team one?
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
Hello everyone, we are group 4, or now the last group. My name is Taylor, I attend the University of Florida.
Hi, my name is Emma and I attend Rhodes College.
My name's Andre. I'm actually a high school student and I attend Lake.
My name's Nina and I go to Colorado College.
My name's Dan and I attend Indiana University.
So pretty much at this point, we're just going to re-emphasize how great everyone is in here and how great our ideas are
pretty much the same as yours at this point. Oh. Okay, so this is my first idea, but it's kind of, I don't remember what group it is, but they talked about the Mona Lisa, and I literally did the exact same drawing. but I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Before I Die Eye, but it's like, kind of like, it's a big wall, if you can imagine this, just like this. And they paint Before I Die Eye, and there's like all these slots underneath it, and they do it in like more gentrified areas. Like I know there's one in Asheville, there's one in Brooklyn, I'm pretty sure. And so my idea was kind of to do like a caption this type of thing, like kind of like the Mona Lisa one. So I kind of had to think like really small scale for my school. We have a lot of like, we don't have fraternity, sorority type things. We have like really small scale communities that have like paint parties. Like our school's really into like painting. And so like we've had philanthropy events where you just like paint shirts and the whole quad is just like paint. And there's been like house parties I've been to where people just like paint the walls and like there's just paint. So so my idea was to get the paint kids to make something like this where it's like kind of like the Mona Lisa one that they showed, but so I don't know if you can see this, but Mona Lisa is like holding this crazy looking cat, and this is like a famous Van Gogh painting, but instead of it being normal, there's Batman. It says like #captionable, and then there's each of these. So just like the Before I Die Eye idea, you have all these slots underneath. So like in the Before I Die Eye, I have like all these things that say own a dog, cook lasagna, have a baby, like all these different things. But underneath the caption, this one, so for my Batman idea, I did, I must go. Gotham needs me. So you can just do like stuff like that where it's like witty but still artsy, and that's what personally that would really work at my campus. So that was my first idea.
Okay, so like I said, I attend the illustrious University of Florida, and the Gator Nation is a very large, relatively large population. So one might ask, how do you bring captionable and launch it at such a big school? So I think the first thing I would do is establish a social media presence, and that's with the Instagram account and a Twitter account and a Facebook account titled Captionable at UF, and that's just to follow different people, follow students, follow faculty, follow the university pages, just to get the name out there and introduce Captionable to the UF population. And like Chris was saying in the presentation today, like if you found a user that will attract a lot of followers, like that's a good thing and that'll spark a lot of attention. So at my school, the celebrities on campus would be the athletes. So my idea was to recruit different athletes to be the face of Captionable, and I have connections with a lot of them from baseball, football, basketball, to kind of flyer with me or table with me or take a picture in a t-shirt to put on the Captionable at UF Twitter or Instagram account to kind of promote that. And if people see them doing it, they will definitely follow. So that was my idea for University of Florida campus.
Alright. I'm not here to just hold the poster, I promise.
Oh, no.
Okay, so my idea is exclusive to high school, but of course you can branch it off and I'll explain how. It's called #senioritis. So for those who are familiar with the term, it's a theoretical disease that students in high school seniors get when it's that time of the year, it's spring, right, the time we're heading into, where college acceptances are over with, exams are done. Exams are done. I have a cold. I don't actually have colds. And I think this would be a great opportunity for Captionable to build off of. So how does this appeal to our audience? How does this appeal to high school seniors? Well, it's this time of year where a lot of us students, high school seniors, feel connected and really cause-oriented because we're done. We're heading into our future. We've got all this ambition and drive to just head into college and make something out of ourselves, responsibility, all those ideas coming together where, you know, a grade level can connect. So, this is where senioritis comes in. So we have 1 week for students to submit captions of the crazy things they're doing during senior week. This could be procrastinating, relieving stress, putting things on fire, food fights. Like senior pranks especially are huge in my school, and I'm sure everyone else has had their school experiences. So that's the first step. And so there will be a limited submissions for the time, and then once all those submissions are made after that 1 week, we'll select 20 of them. We'll filter out all the inappropriate ones, all the negative ones, and bring it down to 20 total captionables, where the users will actually vote. So how will they vote? We'll put posters all around the school, all around campus, saying, in this format, this caption versus this caption. It'll probably just be on a piece of paper. So, for example, take this one. We have the final two after the round of voting is done. We have hashtag senioritis, hashtag food fight, and hashtag senioritis, # release the balloons. So these are both types of senior pranks, or just like, you know, shenanigans going on at the end of the year, where we have, you can't really see it, I'm sorry, I didn't think it would be this big of a room, but we have a food fight going on, and we have balloons crowding the halls. You pick one, which one's creator, depends on the caption, obviously, we have to make one up for one of those, but there's also online voting that can go down. So the people will, or the students will be able to vote, which I think is super important, because it adds a level of involvement past just using the app. You can actually put your own input based on a vote, and, you know, the kids, we love to be heard, we love expressing our voices, in my opinion. And so finally it comes down to the winner getting a prize. The creator of this caption will you know, get a prize at the end, whether it be money, cash, more caption opportunities, I don't know. And then the reason I think this will succeed, or could succeed, is because there is actually a hashtag integration within Captionable, which is, you know, like you see pages that are trending because of the hashtag that was used. So in this case, hashtag senioritis will be included in all the posts. If you want your caption to be eligible for a vote, just hashtag senioritis, you're good. Let's see.
I have a question to that idea.
Yeah.
Do you think it will be easy to explain to people?
Well, I think that we're talking high school, right? So, I mean, personally, I'm in a very small high school, but I know things spread very easily within high school, and that's only helped by, you know, uses such as Twitter, Instagram, whatever, Facebook. So I think our Facebook fan page, you know, our Twitter, you know, just a few tweets about it, follow our Twitter, follow updates, see who's winning, see who's voting, all those kind of ideas. Constant updates would definitely help, because it also brings our level of involvement.
So however, the Rhodes campus is very small, we're very much connected with one another, and we really emphasize community values. And one of my ideas for helping the Rhodes campus come together is to create a whiteboard in our student center, which we call the middle ground. It's right across from the entrance to the main area for the library, and a lot of students do go to the library. We do emphasize hard work and focus on classes at Rhodes. So a lot of people visit the middle ground whether they want a more social study space or just to meet with clubs. And I was thinking that if we had kind of a layout that was similar to the way the app looked, and had different areas in which people could make up their own captions. It's a little bit like the If I Die I idea, except we would have a picture maybe relating to life at Rhodes, whether it's our mascot doing something crazy or whatever. We could have, and then people could be free to make up their own captions and kind of interact with it freely on their own. And although this is very specific to the Rhodes community, we're very involved with the greater Memphis area, and a lot of people know about what's going on at Rhodes, whether it's innovation or new research that's going on within the Rhodes community. So I think that although it's very simple and kind of a small idea, it can be very successful because it'll get students interested in the app and hopefully will spread to the greater Memphis area.
We also want to do the same type of idea, but with posters. So not just specific to the Rhodes campus, but like I know at my campus, if you did something of this kind of organization as a poster, it would work really well, like having a caption this with like a crazy mascot like dancing or whatever, and then have these slots to fill in. Like, I just feel like students would be more interactive with it and be able to write whatever caption is underneath it, and then like some other group said that on the back of the poster they would have directions for how to download the app or how to write underneath it.
I was just gonna say, the thing that's really interesting about this is that if you give students the freedom to kind of be creative on their own with it, it'll get them more interested in knowing what exactly is Captionness. Is this an organization? Is this a movement? And it does create small buzz, and then eventually it can turn into people knowing more about the app and downloading it and actually playing with their friends, and it can become more comedic sort of thing on campus, or just a way to spread awareness about clubs or organizations.
Again, emphasis on another idea that's already been said, but we wanted to do some sort of photo booth, so I kind of wrote down simple events that we have at our school, but we have this thing called Blues and Shoes and Lollapalooza, where we have like huge bands come in and everybody's like in this field and just like dancing. And so I've heard of other apps actually doing this, but doing a photo booth and having, so this is our little photo thing with a French man and a girl with purple afro hair, but to have Captionable underneath, but to have a space where you can actually write in what you want. So, and then also the instructions for how to download the app on the back of the photo. This is kind of the big tuna idea.
Alright, before I begin, can I just see by show of hands, raise your hand if you've ever downloaded an app based off just seeing a poster of it or seeing a chalking of it that you've never heard of it and you saw it on the ground and you downloaded it because of that. Anyone? Raise your hand. Okay. Next. Alright, now raise your hand if you ever downloaded an app because either one of your best friends or family members told you about it. Welcome to my marketing strategy. For example, when Yik Yak came out, I saw about it on Twitter, something about gossip and talking about like schools and stuff, and I was like, not really for me. And then 3 months later, one of my friends was on it, and he's telling me about all this stuff, and I was like, okay, well now I have to get it. So what I really want to stress with my strategy is the power of word of mouth marketing. 2 reasons. One, it's free, and more importantly, it's personal. Charles said earlier that he has trouble people downloading apps because everything on their phone is personal, and they're not just going to download some random guy on the street told them to download, but they'll trust someone that they know. Therefore, I have created this tree to act as a representation of how you want to attack this. So starting out, it's just you. You're a seed going onto your campus. And then, so family is the most important part. Family and best friends, these are your roots. So I want to emphasize that it's more of a quality over quantity kind of thing. You shouldn't just try to get, you shouldn't spend the same amount of time talking to your, like someone you know from class as you should as one of your best friends about the app, because your best friend has much more value to you when it comes to word of mouth marketing. For example, you can basically make your own college ambassadors out of your closest group of friends. This will starting at the roots of the trees, the stronger you build the trunk, the more potential you have for exponential growth. So you could literally take over your entire campus, but if another college ambassador has 5 guys on 5 different college campuses getting more and more people, and then eventually, like say they only get half of all those college campuses, they still have way higher potential and way better exponential growth. So you're going to start out with your friends and family. You're going to spend the most time. You're going to tell them, hey, I'm going to pay for this. I need you to sort of not only download the app and use the app, but I need you to tell your friends and their friends' friends. So basically, as you work up the tree, you're going to get diminishing returns. So you really need to, I want to emphasize that you have to get these people first, or it's not going to work. You can't have leaves if you don't have branches. So You'll start out, you come to campus, you'll tell your family, your best friends, and you'll get them to recruit, people in their fraternity, people that they work with, all that. And then friends of friends is already taken care of for you. All you have to do is get the rest of your friends, you can just send out texts, Facebook friends, anyone else that's not willing to exactly promote for you, but they're willing to get the app. So you want to start out spending the most time with family, then the best friends and the friends. Friends of friends is already taken care of. And then so for acquaintances, this is people in like clubs or your classes. What you want to do for that, there's like email lists in all my classes. They have like rosters online. So for that, not only just like talking about it in class, but you can literally email every person you have class with for that. It's a little obnoxious, but I mean at this point you've already built most of your tree with the other ideas. And then for the general public, for something like a college campus, what you could do is, instead of just putting posters up, you really you want to try, instead of just have 10,000 people see the word Captionable, you'd rather have 100 people attend a meeting of someone explaining what Captionable is to them and why they need to have it. So you could do things like talk to RAs and building directors and have them explain why they should download Captionable, or just show everyone on their floor the app, versus just having up random posters that say download this app, because only 5 people in this whole room have ever downloaded an app because of a poster. So
That's great, guys. We have 3 minutes, maybe 4 for some questions. Danielle?
Okay, question. First I just want to say that I think it was really smart of you guys to want to leverage. First of all, every school has the popular kids on their campus. We all know that. So I think it was really smart for you guys to want to leverage those high-profile students, whether they're presidents of orgs or athletes or Greek life, as your influencers. That's actually an idea that I expected to hear earlier and hadn't. So good job on that. Question is, all these ideas feel a bit separate. So what's kind of your group's overarching strategy that ties all of this together?
Well, I guess you could say most of the ideas of word of mouth builds up to about right there, and then the other where we go for the athletes, or we have a photo booth, and the other the events would be more of the top. So I guess the word of mouth brings it up, and then where you get the exponential growth, what I guess would be from the events.
And also the data point, it's like a few people have spoken about earlier, it's all about trying to target every possible demographic, right? I'm trying to target high school, and I didn't mention this, but I want to target middle schoolers, maybe even this technique that I had could relate to a sort of spirit week, like other people have also mentioned, but that could also be university, college level. So I think we all targeted athletes, we have the general idea here, but everyone targeted their own demographic, and I think that's one of the best ways to approach
That's great. One more question.
I was going to compliment the idea of centering around a theme or phenomenon that's going on at the school all the time. You talked about senioritis. I think that's something that's really interesting. It's very local. It's very particular to this group, and everybody can kind of put their own spin on this and bring it to life. So I thought that was a very interesting idea that others should consider, is to figure out what everybody's feeling right now and leverage that in your plans.
Let's hear it for the last group, guys.